All right, mate. Let's. Usually the way to start this is
Yeah, good.
crack it and fucking cheers.
Cheers, mate.
Over.
Yeah,
Cheers.
good.
Well, Owen,
Oh.
welcome to Beers and Buying, mate.
Mate.
Obviously, pleasure to have you on. I think the first time I met you, you were doing the auctioning out the at the Social Lab Golf Day, and you ended up with the Gold Coast Suns
Yeah.
jersey on.
Paid overs for that.
Did
That's
ya?
all right. Good auctioneer.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, mate. So, obviously, thanks so much for coming on.
No worries, mate.
And what I kind of always like to start with is, there's going to be tons of things that we're going to go through, but I always like to start with just get an understanding around, you and how you got into real estate and kind of your journey to get there.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, cool. As I grew up in Cabrita Beach, so right down there, and can't complain with my childhood. I had 3 older brothers and lived 100 metres away from the footy field, 100 metres away from the headland. So surfed and played footy every single day, and obviously wasn't good at it because now I'm in real estate. But yeah, grew up down there and was grateful to start sort of construction industry. Went away to the mines and then sort of fell into real estate about 5 years ago now up in Redcliffe.
Cool.
I was only on a week on my break of working away in the mines, and ended up working with my cousin up there for a week, and I sort of went through a pretty successful transaction, and I was like, far out. It's just like so much satisfaction in this job, and you get so much out of it rather than sort of working away in the mines. So other than that, I sort of told my boss in the mines, mate, I'm starting real estate. He laughed at me and goes, I'll see you next month. He goes, when you sell the property, when's settlement? I go, 60 days. He goes, so you're not getting paid for 60 days? He goes, anyway, I'll keep my phone on for you next month. But I took the gamble. I didn't get paid for about 3 months, just took the gamble and worked hard. And obviously I wasn't from Redcliffe, so it was very hard to get into that area. But getting thrown in the deep end, I had to learn very quick. And then when it was time to come back down here to Cabarita, then you did get some of your listings where you know the people and you get friends and referrals. So I started to kick off that industry. But other than that, yeah, growing up around the Tweed Shire, I can't complain. Best lifestyle, so.
nice. I remember, so my journey was I worked in the banks for like 10 years.
Yeah.
And during those 10 years, I'd get next to no one. None of my friends or family would ever reach out. I'd be like, this is always weird. But ever since I started my own business, I just gravitate towards you. It's crazy how much, and I guess being in that area,
Yeah.
but the same thing for you.
What do you think the main thing is with that? Because I still like miss some of the listings with people that I've known my whole life, and it really frustrates me because like I know deep down I would bend over backwards and do everything I possibly can for them and work my absolute hardest, but I'm still missing opportunities. And I feel like it's in any business where if they know you for so long, I don't know if it's conflict of interest or the relationship, or they just feel like they know too much, or I don't know. But it is kind of frustrating. Like that was the first couple of years. I was like, I'm missing this business still of people that I know that I would do anything, literally do anything for them in the sale. But yeah, that was a little bit of a testing time for the first like probably 6 to 8 months. But then once you do get a good result or you get good referrals, sort of it started to go on a knock-on effect from there. But
Yeah, I think it's the runs on the board for sure.
Yeah.
Because I know whenever I first started out, that was the thing. I was like, fuck, why is this weird? Like, I just thought that maybe more people would engage you. And then, everyone loves the photo in front of the house that they've sold or they've bought. So I remember early on, I was like, shit, I feel like I was missing out a lot. Now I feel like we're a part of a lot of those journeys. And I think it's got to do with, just the runs on the board and the time. And then I think it comes with age as well. I mean, geez, I'm 36 now. I turned 36 last week.
Whoa.
Fucking oh, that's a worry. So I think it also comes with time that people starting to support the business as well.
Yeah, bit of credibility.
Kind of see it as your own. But that would have been a hard thing to do, like to go up to Redcliffe, not know anyone, and then trying to get runs on the board.
For sure, yeah. It was hard. Like, I didn't even know any streets, any sort of cafes, anything. All I knew was the Redcliffe Dolphins were coming in the NRL. So I'd try and build rapport, and that's my biggest thing. Like, what I learnt away in the mines is you got to create relationships in a short amount of time and build rapport, because other than that, you're working with someone that hates their life, is away from their kids, away from their on fly out day. They're going, I've got to go back and bloody see the kids and the missus. It's just like, what? Like, mate, we've just been in the trenches for 21 days. Like, get me out of here. I'm going to Bali for 7 days. But yeah, like, it was a long day. It was a long couple of days if you're not enjoying the person that you're working with. So I just had to suck it up sometimes, and whatever I could just relate to, I would just sort of try and make conversation and try and make them laugh and try and make them have fun, because I wasn't working over there to be miserable. So in real estate, it's a thing. Obviously, you need to be as an agent, you got to show. I feel like the first thing people want to know is genuine and come across as genuine. But obviously, you need to be knowledgeable and you've got to be well educated. And I feel like at the start, I was very genuine and people liked me. And I'd lose business. They're like, "You're very, very nice," but and it would sort of come with the next or credibility or the knowledge. Then once you sort of got the runs on the board, I was good enough at the listings presentation to be able to set them up, to be able to make sure they understand exactly and not miss anything out. So when we get to the end, I'm sort of covering off all bases. So it did take a while. It took at least 6 to 8 months. And first couple of years, like I wasn't still not anywhere where I want to be, but the first couple of years was very, very hard. Like would lose to people that, like, fair enough, they've been in the industry for 30 years. So I was going up against people that have the knowledge and the credibility in these huge businesses. But I found the reason why I believe I was a little bit different, and some people connected with that, and I don't know, I've had a bit of luck from then. So
you would have felt like you learn a lot in like getting a lot of no's as well as part of that, right?
It's hard, yeah. The rejection at the start was just like hard with the ego, but then I sort of just took it on the chin. I was like,
it's not personal at the end of the day, right?
Yeah. And then I sort of used to have like fun with it and used to find ways around it. But like, the rejections at the start, like even my first memories of starting real estate was like door knocking and like literally like just opening the gate of someone's house. And you could imagine like if I was just chilling, having a coffee in the morning and you could just hear the gate open, you're like, who the fuck is this?
Dogs are barking,
dogs
setting everything off.
Sprinting around the corner. And you get up there and you're just about to knock and there's a sign on there, no salespeople. And you go, too late, I'm knocking anyway. And they just open the door and they just be like, hello. And you'd be like, hey, I'm Owen, a real estate agent. Fuck off over here. It's like, oh, great. Anyway, I got on the phone to my boss in the mines. I was like, please take me back. No, I couldn't. I was like, look, I'm locking in. I'm not going to see any results for the next couple of months. So I've just got to lock in and do it for a year and see how I feel. But you don't get any results. I knew in real estate, every podcast I listen to, you're not going to get results straight away. It's going to be a long game. And I knew that there was so many positives in it that it would come around eventually. So I just stuck to it, and thankfully I did, because like honestly it's stressful. It's we work a lot. It's very time consuming. We deal with people with going through divorce or deaths or whatever it may be, and it's very mentally draining, but I love it. It's made me meet so many amazing people along the way as well. And now the best thing about it, I'm working with people that are mutual friends or family and friends or close referrals, or do an open home and people from I went to school with come to the open home. It's like, fuck, how good's this?
Yeah.
Like, it's such amazing to be able to work in the community that you grew up with.
Yeah, that's
so I feel
awesome.
like I'm just starting to see that now come to more effect after we're doing more transactions, we're selling more people, helping more people. So it's starting to find out exactly, not type of the agent that you want to be, but like sort of the sort of demographic that you're sort of ideally sort of aligned with.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to finally sort of see that as well. So that was sort of the last thing I needed to figure out in my career, but it feels like we're finally getting there.
Did you do you do much door knocking now? Like, or is the game changed a little bit? Obviously, with Mate, technology and
social media has been huge for me, like marketing side of things. It was a massive point of difference when I first started, because a lot of the agents in the area are dinosaurs, and they didn't even have Instagram, and here I was on TikTok doing dances. But yeah, honestly, I only door knock now for if it was like a cooking listing and I've sold one in the area, or I knew them, or it was like an elderly person and I knew just knocking on their door and having a smile and getting to know them is going to be more beneficial for sure. I felt like the reason why I was doing door knocking is because everyone can get on the phone and make calls. You don't know who it is. Could be someone overseas. Majority of the times it is. Yeah. But if I went there and knocked on the door and they seen who I was, and I could quickly, hey, I'm so sorry to take your time. Well, I'm in the area. I just appraised one on the street. We just sold it for this. I know you're not selling. I know you don't want to get hassled by salespeople, but I'm a local agent in the area. If you would ever need any questions for real estate, here's my details. I'd love to speak to you soon. Yep. Just get away, go to the next house and do it. So I'd never call to action to get in, but I felt like a lot of people just appreciated that. Yeah. And then along the way, they'd call me and we would go back and forth. I might not sell their property, but they'd call me. I'd go around there. I'd give them a free coffee voucher, or I'd do something for them. I'd give them something. Yep. And then next minute they'd call me and say, oh, my cousin's selling around the corner, blah, blah, blah. So wouldn't get listings from them directly. It'd be more like them referring me to other people, which was just like a knock-on effect. So once I seen that happen a few times, I was like, no one else is door knocking. Like, that's where I could really have a point of difference. And it's not the standard dialogues like, oh, I've got buyers. I've got all these buyers from Sydney and Melbourne. Like, yeah, but are you genuine or not? Like, you don't start your relationship off not being genuine. Everyone's got buyers, but as a seller, you don't want to hear that. You just want to introduce
particularly
yourself.
If you're not selling, like it's just like
you're not in that mindset yet. But one thing we always realize is, like, might not be sellers today, but anything happens. And like I missed so many at the start. People like, oh, never selling, take me out in the box. And 2 weeks later, they're on the market. It's like, oh no, I've missed it. So it's just all learning curves. But
what did so how long were you in Redcliffe for before you moved back
2
down?
years.
Yeah, okay.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so so you've been 3 years down here then?
Yep.
Yeah, sweet.
Yep.
Is there any like glaring differences you notice between the two markets? Obviously there's been a big change, right? What you would have come in near COVID?
Actually identical, because I'm selling in Redcliffe and now I'm selling in Kennedy Drive. It's exactly the same. Yeah. Creatures everywhere.
Redcliffe has gone, like in the last few years, has gone bananas, right? Yeah.
Well, it's pretty gay. I remember I was knocking on places and it was just like housing commission. I didn't know. And they'll just come out and be having a conversation with someone for 30 years. That's not even their house. It's like, great. But it's just like, I got my dialogue good.
Yeah.
But look, yes and no. A lot of the people I'd work up there was a different age demographic. They're a little bit older. A lot of people that we work down here is a little bit younger. And that's changed. The first couple of years down here, I felt like the people that would trust me more are people sort of 50 and older. And the younger people would just go, no, he doesn't have enough experience, not enough knowledge. But I feel like my social media and marketing these days is obviously in front of all the people at that lower sort of age. And I feel like we get listings all the time. We're like, look, mate, we didn't even know who you are. I sent a few videos and I'm like, oh, it sounds a lot more genuine than this other agent that I've dealt with or come around. We'll get him around. And then that's the thing. It's not that hard. You go around there and as long as you can actually articulate to get a really, really good result, you're going to work hard because obviously that's our passion. But also you want to be a good bloke because otherwise you're talking to them every single day. If you're not enjoying the person that you're dealing with for like over 90 days or a couple of months, painful. It's like yourself. Like you want to be able to have a conversation with them and get along with them and not feel like it's a chore calling them. Yeah. Like because it can be stressful and there could be highs and lows and tough conversations. But I felt like if you do have that sort of genuine initial relationship with them, it's such a seamless process.
Yeah. So what are the main areas that you look like? Usually, obviously, real estate agents are pretty suburb specific.
Not me, brother. I'll sell from Redcliffe to Port Macquarie.
Shit, actually though,
I'll go overseas if I have to. Nah, look, it is hard. Like Tweed Shire, as a general, a lot of the agents around there sort of sell around from Tweed to Benora, Balambul, Terranora. Yeah. Obviously, I grew up in Cabrera Beach. I'm very biased about that area. I feel like it's one of the best lifestyle, and I'd love to buy back in there long term. Yeah. Just got to sell more properties so I can afford it. Get you to sort me out. But yeah, look, I sell a few properties down there, but when you start to look at it, Cabarita, there's 38 properties sell per year. There's 15
wow, that's tight knit, isn't it?
15 different agents try and get in there. So if I can get my 5 there, 5 in Kingscliff, and then my 20 in Benora, 20 in 15 in Tweed, and sort of spread it around like that, sort of works. And to be honest with you, like one thing I've realised is when I first started, I was like, I want to be the best real estate agent. I want to do 100 deals per year. Now I'm sort of sitting back going like, fuck, when I was doing like a lot of transactions per week, I was so stressed. I had no time for fitness, health, relationships, family, nothing. Everything went out the door. Like all I did was just work. And now I'm starting to feel the balance of like, righto, let's like really drop it back. Let's do more like quantity rather than quality. Let's charge a higher fee. Let's provide a way better service. Yeah. Give the sellers a lot more time than having it spread out of all these other listings. So I felt like I started to realize, okay, this is probably like the perfect amount of properties to have on the market and to sell. And if I'm selling that many properties at that amount of fee, I'm still hitting my targets. Yep. So I started to look at a different way rather than just taking on anything and getting in a battle with an agent. Oh, we'll do it for 1.8. Yep. Oh, we'll do it for 1.7. Yeah. Like stuff that. Like I've started to change that sort of stereotype now, and I've gone a different way, which is obviously going really bad because I've lost 3 listings. And but yeah, it's always a little bit of adjustment. But at this stage, it's going really well, and I'd rather. I say it all the time, like I'd rather lose a listing to a person that I feel like we're not going to get along and it's not going to be enjoyable than put myself through it and risk them having something negative about me to say after the transaction because it wasn't my work ethic on getting the result. It was just the type of people we sort of were and our connection that we were. So
Yeah.
if I don't feel like we're going to get the best out of each other, there's no point, because it's going to make me lose more business moving forward. It's just like move on and get to the next one.
Absolutely. And yeah, you're right, because not everyone's going to click the same way, right? You get people that you get on with really well, and then there's ones that's just not the right fit. So,
and everyone's so different. Like, you would see it as well. Like what I'm starting to notice is like some people just are so trusting, and then some people are like extra diligent, and they like cross the T's, dot the I's. Like they are hyper focused on everything, and it's just like so much detail, which is like, it's a good thing. Yeah. But it's sort of like, if you're trusting
there needs to be some.
If you're trusting the professional, trust the professional, and just let go.
Save yourself some time.
Oh, mate, let them do their job. Yeah. Like, I couldn't imagine some of the situations or conversations you'd get yourself into with people
it's
about money,
right? Yeah, it is. It's and typically the ones, and it's no knock on them, like all power to them, but like it's typically like your engineer sort of style, just very spreadsheet driven. So we make sure we spend a couple extra minutes on those ones to make sure they're all perfect. But so are you doing a bit of selling? So you're still doing a bit of selling in Queensland and New South Wales. Is there a massive difference between process from your side of things?
Yeah, the contracts are a nightmare in New South Wales, to be honest with you. Yeah, we got a lot more control in Queensland, and we can basically, if we get multiple offers on a Saturday, I chat to the buyers, and I know they're finance approved or they're unconditional, or they can get it onto their broker. I can get them to sign a contract on Saturday and get it sold. Yeah. New South Wales, it's different. You got to go through the conveyancers. So you got to get sales advice up, send it to the conveyancer. 95% of conveyancers are hopeless. They've got a million things to do, but like they've got so much to do that it just goes to the bottom of the pile. Yeah. They'll send out a contract 3 or 4 days later. Majority of buyers are like pretty good, and you can control the process and the narrative to keep them keen, but it does happen. People get cold feet. If you get a buyer to an absolute maximum price and you've got them to pay an incredible price, and they start to feel like they've got cold feet, or they call their cousin or their auntie, oh, we paid this. Oh, you paid what for that? Like, they start to overthink it, or they get the building in pest and there's a little bit of a water leak in a downpipe, which is going to cost a plumber to re-silicon at $150, and then they pull out. Yeah, because it's not that. It's just the feeling of like they potentially overpaid.
Just that
they look
time.
At recent sales. It's the time. Yeah. So Queensland, you can wrap it up a lot quicker. Yeah. And even as a buyer in New South Wales, I can still negotiate until exchange. Yeah. So even as a buyer, I would want to get it wrapped up, because if you've secured a home, regardless of the price, you want to get in there. Yeah. You want to put the sold sticker up, and the agent's saying, "Hey, look, we're still doing inspections." Like,
someone else could come in and...
For sure, 100%. You can get gazumped all the time. And I'm very transparent, and touch wood, doesn't happen too many other times, otherwise I haven't negotiated well enough. But yeah, to be honest, it's a very tough situation. But normally buyers understand that if I was working for them in this situation, they would appreciate it. Yeah. And the one time I did, literally it all happened, and I told the seller, we accepted an offer. We told the seller, 2 days later, we got another offer. We haven't exchanged yet. I told the buyer straight away, hey, look, I've got another offer. I have to give it to the seller. It is higher. The seller come back to me and said, look, Owen, I'm a handshake man. I really appreciate these first buyers. I said, he goes, it is a significant gap, and it's a lot of money, and I feel like they'd appreciate it too. If they could increase half, I'm happy to still go with them. Yeah. And that's a done deal. And I was like, what a reasonable guy, man. I was like, wow. I was like, I go, thanks so much, man. He goes, well, yeah, but it's going to come out of your commission because you didn't do your job. but yeah, it's like the one time it's happened. You hear about it all the time because it can happen often. So I feel like that's the process. Queensland, you can wrap it up really quick. You can stay in control as a buyer, commitment, certainty as a seller, same thing. Yeah. New South Wales, there's this couple of days where it's up in the air and you're sort of just waiting for conveyancers, and the conveyancers want to add their value and add a clause that doesn't mean nothing, just to say that they're working for you. It's just like, it's a pain in the backside. But that's probably the biggest change, the contracts and the time frame. Yeah.
And so there's the value there in itself, like making sure you've got your team set up already, so that when you go and put an offer in, you've already, because we find what will often happen is someone will give details, but then they'll go to put an offer in and they'll be like, oh, who am I using for conveyancing? Right. It's like, if you open up that line of communication a little bit sooner, you'd be like, oh, hey, I'm going to these open homes on the weekend, particularly obviously if you're in New South Wales, I'm going to these open homes on the weekend, might be looking to put an offer in, what's the process? And then at least you can potentially speed that up because, often they'll need to be ID'd by the solicitor. There'll be, their generic information they need to send out to obtain from the client. So, mate, I'm sure you can appreciate how important it is to kind of have that team before you.
It's most impressive thing when a buyer calls me or like even sends me a message and say, hey, like after the open home, I said, thanks for your time at the open home. If you've got any questions, blah, blah, blah. And they send me a message back saying, look, we're really interested in this property. We're going to make an offer today. We've got finance approval from our broker with finance approval for so-and-so for this amount of much. Like there's a point where you don't have to trust every real estate agent because some people are just not genuine. You don't want to trust them. But the handful of people that you do come across that are genuine and want to help you secure the home, like be proactive and tell them everything. Like don't tell them your budget and what you've like that side of things, but tell them your broker and your conditions and your time frame.
And you love it and you're not like,
yeah, and be proactive. Exactly. Oh yeah, we like it. But like be proactive and because straight away, like it's hard because I get emotionally connected to that buyer as well. And and that's sometimes my biggest negative because I'm like, I've got to be fair to all these buyers.
Yeah.
And I've got to pull back a little bit. But it's hard when someone goes like, hey, like there's genuine people. Hey, we really, really love this property. Like I had an open home on the weekend and this family come through and they're just like the most beautiful family. Walked in, they're like, man, thank you so much for opening up this home. Like, we love this home. We really, really want to put an offer in. We'll put an offer in today. We've just sold our property so-and-so. We would need a similar time in your settlement. We've got our conveyancer, got our building and pest. We're all ready to go. Thank you again for your time. Please thank the owners for their time and presenting it like this. We absolutely love it. Have a great day. And I got in the car and I was like, oh, I'm selling it to them regardless of the price. They are buying this house. So I was just like, but that's the thing. You can make a difference of what an agent sort of says about you to the sellers as well and the story behind everything. So like, and you have the negative ones. Like I had this bad experience at the end of last year and like these people had their walls up and in New South Wales, when you get to the pointy end, like you can start to negotiate and I'm transparent of where people's offers are.
Yeah.
And some agents don't work like that, but I feel like it's a huge positive for both sides of the party. If I had to go an extra $5,000 to secure it, like I want to know.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if I see it advertised and it hasn't, I'd be going, I would have paid it.
Yeah.
As a seller, I'm getting an extra $5,000. Like, so when you get to the pointy end in Queensland, you can't. In New South Wales, you can. You can disclose offers. So when we get to the pointy end, we're playing for keeps. We disclose offers. And if it's like 4 or 5 offers, it ends up normally with 2 people. And we go back and forth. And this one buyer just had their walls up, wouldn't tell me nothing. You don't have an offer there. You don't have an offer there. I'm like, guys, I know you love this property. I know it ticks all your boxes. You've been looking for so long. You've sold. You're renting. Like, this is the property that you need to be in. I cannot be more transparent. This is where we have another offer. It's playing for keeps. I've told the other people exactly the same situation.
Yeah.
And right now we're in a situation where it's going to be sold tomorrow regardless, whether it's going to be you or them. But it's simple. Whoever pays the most is going to secure the property. And they just did not, they were like, nah, you're not being transparent, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, 2 days later, they sent it on realestate.com, sold for that price. And she wrote me a massive message and she said, look, I do, like, she goes, as heartbreaking I am, we were absolutely stretched.
Yeah.
But she goes, I just did not believe that you were being genuine about that process. And I was like, what do you mean? No, all real estate agents are just talking out of their ass to try and get results done. Like, literally, like, why would I do that? It ruins my reputation. If that's sold for not the price that I told you, instantly, what has an effect on me for moving forward? And it's not just like a small effect. You're going to tell someone at the coffee or someone out for dinner or whoever. It spreads like wildfire. As soon as there's negative about a real estate agent, it spreads like that.
Yeah.
Positives, mate. Fucking hell.
Where?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, it happens in both sort of positives and negatives, but it's hard. Like I go through open homes all the time as purchasing and deal with some agents as well, and you're just like, fucking hell. No wonder why we've got a bad name and walls are always up when we go into properties. So
yeah, it's a bit more of that old school mindset as well. I think. Like I feel like I can still remember when we bought our first place, and I remember my old man being like, "Oh, make sure you point out, what's wrong with it to the agent and all this sort of stuff." And I think that was the old mentality of like, don't tell them nothing. You don't want to know where they're at exactly, and that's how you're going to get the best price for the property. Obviously, the market shifted as well, because I also remember when you used to see offers over, it'd be like, all right, you don't put off, they've got that figure there, you're definitely going under. These days, it's like fucking everyone's going.
It's dangling the carrot.
It's like, all right, it's offers over, and the fucking people are putting 100, 200 grand more than that. So obviously there's been a shift, but yeah, I agree with you. I think that people need to be you don't have to be totally transparent. And you're right. You don't need to fucking say what your budget is. But I think that people going out there and saying, you know what, I fucking really do love this property and show like an honest opinion of what you think of it can go a long way. And obviously it's going to open up more communication between you and the agent then. So that's good. Good to hear that you do that, mate.
And not be scared to put an offer in. What's the worst can happen? Like you get no, or you get a counter offer, or you get more information how to secure the property.
Yeah.
Like if the owners want 1.5 and you don't think it's worth there and you don't think there's any interest there, put an offer at 1.4.
Yeah.
We call you, we tell you where you've got to be. Look, we're not there yet. Talk to the owners, see where we're at. Just have the conversation. Like at the end of the day, you lose nothing. It doesn't cost you anything, and you chance to secure the property. Or you find out more information. And what happens? You just withdraw your offer and go on with your day. Like you don't lose anything putting an offer. So don't be scared to put in offers. And the other thing is that I realized end of last year, like had this family bought a property off me. Their broker called me on Monday. Hey mate, just let you know, they've put an offer in. Absolutely love the property. They've sold. Their finances are all ready to go. We do need a few days just to do this. But that is it, mate. They're ready to go. I can guarantee you that it's all going to be good. Hopefully they get it across the line and they secure the property. Straight away, I was just like, called my seller straight away and said, hey, the broker actually just reached out to me. Like that is a completely different level of commitment and transparency. These guys, if we do go with these guys, they're locked in and it's a very committed deal. So it's good to have that security as well. Straight away as a seller, it's like, well, that's nearly as good as being unconditional. Yeah.
No, absolutely. What do you think? What's your thoughts right now on the current market? Obviously, is there much of a difference between kind of the areas that you're operating in, or you think everything's much of a muchness?
Yeah, it's all pretty competitive. Anything under like 1.6 is selling like that. It's absolutely a joy because you look like a superhero selling layovers and getting to your Lamborghini drive over. Drive a Hilux. Leased.
God.
But yeah, look, it's anything under 1.6.
Why would you pay cash for it anyway?
But anything under 1.6, there's good numbers for open homes, really good inquiries, good conversations. People are ready to go. They're ready to buy. Anything over like 1.8 and over 2, like struggle. Not much competition, and people have got like 2.5 million, 3 million. They're not biased to a location. So they'll look from Palm Beach to like Lennox Head. Like literally, they're not sort of certain on different areas. Some people are, but majority of the market that I'm finding that are coming from Sydney and Melbourne, anything coastal from up the coast, Palm Beach, all the way down to Lennox Head, they're considering. So if I'm trying to sell something in Cabarita Beach, it's got to tick 8 or 9 boxes out of 10 to get them to that price. Otherwise, they'll be 10% under. They're not quite there. Sellers, we can't make a deal done. And then I'll call them the next week and I'll be like, oh, so how you going, mate? You still looking? Yeah, we actually bought in Lennox Head. I'm like, what the fuck? Lennox Head? Far out. But yeah, he goes, hey, we actually bought down here for 4 million. I go, 4? I
would have sold you this one for 2.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, but it's this. So it's like, it's understanding that they have the money, but it's a different process. And that's why if agents don't have any sort of experience at the higher end, like do not use them as an agent because it's completely different. You're talking to different people, time poor people, normally have their walls up. It's pretty incredible, but you get more chances to meet cool people too. Like Cody Simpson's come through one of my
really
last year, and I had his song on when he walked in. But yeah, at the higher end, you do meet people and it's just different. I love talking, obviously. Don't get me to shut up, especially after a sip of beer. But I do love meeting people and people at that high end has sold businesses or they've got so much knowledge and wisdom that I'm just sitting there. We're not even talking about the house. I'm just talking about who the fuck are you and what's your journey? And then finally get around to the price and then they say, nah, not interested. You go, great. But yeah, to be honest, like I love selling any product that I know is in a really good area and more so, I think my whole sort of motivation now is like my clients. Like if I get along with someone and I really have a strong relationship with them, like I'll bend over backwards for them and I'll make sure that our process and our whole structure and our whole strategy is like perfectly aligned to that. It's not like an agent where can't stand it. They do a big auction night and they have 12 properties to go to auction. And 6 of them are not auction properties because of their price point or where
they're just trying to fill a sheet.
They're just trying to fill it. They're trying to just build momentum and marketing, and like that's not fair to them sellers.
Yeah, they're just
strategy isn't aligned to their property.
Yeah,
some properties aren't just meant to go to auction. Like it's just a different strategy, and everything's got to be personalised. And there's nothing better. And that's when you can charge a higher fee, when you actually articulate all the different problems and see how you're gonna get 5 or 10% over.
Comes back to the value,
whatever.
right? Yeah.
Exactly. And say, look, this is what I charge, and if you don't see value in that extra 1%, which is about $7,000 or $8,000 more than the other agent, if you don't think I can negotiate $8,000 in negotiations with competition, with people that are emotionally engaged in a situation where they're going to miss out, I'm not doing my job enough to negotiate with you my fee. So it's sort of like, guys, it's sort of changing my motivation around that. But I just love the feeling, like on my way here, potential seller called me and like we just got along like that. She was like, I had 3 people over, just didn't feel like it. We're on the phone for 15 minutes, going over there tomorrow, and you just have a good feeling about it. Like, fuck, that's what excites you about real estate. You deal with so much shit. Like you deal with so many negatives, and then you come across people that
it's a people game.
Mate, I've never spoken to these people my whole life. Meeting them tomorrow, hopefully get to sell their home. And I'll speak to them for the next 3 to 6 months, hopefully get a great result, and then hopefully they refer me business and we have an ongoing business. Like that's what our focus is, which is a good model, and I probably learned it from the old man back in tree lopping days. Left high school, 3 older brothers, and he goes, mate, he calls me Bundy, that's my nickname, Bundy. Leave school and we all got to do 6 months tree lopping, and I had 3 older brothers, so you can imagine like my job was strictly grab branches, walk them up the hill, put them in the chipper. And sometimes, like my brothers would like walk branches up halfway and then take them back down. And go get this. I was just bullied. I was absolutely bullied, but it was good. It was good fun. But,
Jesus! What I find interesting. So I'm originally from Brizzy.
Yeah.
Moved down about 4 years ago now. What I find, and not to say that there's not kind of different pockets within areas within Brisbane, but I find it really unique down here is. Having a really good understanding around the suburbs. And so obviously your knowledge of, being in the one area or growing up down here would go a long way because, I'm in Currumbin Waters myself at the moment. There's like 3 different parts of Currumbin Waters. So it's like, it's just interesting the kind of the dynamic down here.
Queensland's different, man. Like,
is it? Yeah, okay.
Queensland's very like particular area focused. Agents only sell like North Palmy from this street to this street. Yeah. I'm like, fuck that. Okay. As if you're not taking a listing over there. Like, sort of reminds me of you watching those shows on Netflix, Manhattan or whatever it is. Like they're the same. They do like 23rd Street to this street, and it's like, it's crazy. But I guess the one thing that you feel like that is you become such a specialist in that area.
Yeah.
And a lot of people up in Brisbane are like that too. Like Tony Doherty comes to mind. Bulimba specialist. Anyone in Bulimba is going to call him because he's just like absolutely dominates it. So I feel like that's a positive to it. Probably the only person that dominates an area down from where we are is Nick Witherif Group. Okay. He sort of dominates Kingscliff, Casuarina, dominated for the last 10 years or so. So other than that...
Until...
Nah. Friendly competition.
Yeah.
Nah, he's a legend. Like that's the one thing is just like I get along with a lot of agents as well, and I keep my enemies close. But it's good to have friends in the industry because if they're not going to take on... Like he's not going to take a listing on in Benora, and if I'm close with him and refer him work, I'd maybe get a seat at the table for that potential listing. So you want to have people close, but a lot of the agents that I'm in competition with sell in the same areas and same sort of suburbs. So it doesn't really come up that often. And if it does come up often in a listing presentation, someone like, oh, you haven't really sold much here. Always have my reasons and why and
do you feel like your knowledge helps, but like obviously you're from 100%. Here, so you understand the area probably better than a lot of other people?
Yeah, naturally I feel like it comes out in conversation though. Like if you're passionate about something, genuinely when you speak about it, like when you speak about cabaret as general, like I absolutely love that lifestyle and I know exactly where... Streets, this... everything. So when I don't know, it's hard to even think about it, but naturally when I'm in a conversation, it just comes out. And now I live in Tweed and it's a little bit different because like you're just getting fights along Kennedy Drive a lot. But no, that's all changed as well. It's like funny. I sell in West Tweed all the time and people are like, oh, like what's the demographic around here at the moment? I said, well, I'm going to be your neighbor. So if you're not happy with me, you're in trouble. But I go, it's all changing now, man. It's just like
because that was Palmy, right? But it was the same as Palmy, wasn't it?
It's too expensive. People are selling. People can't afford the rents. They're out of here. Like,
it's
they're going
crazy.
more west. So it's all starting to change, and it's good for the area, but it's good. Like, you sort of want them still in the area because it makes it interesting, you know? There's nothing like there's nothing like driving. I'd never ever forget it. We sold a property last year, and it was on a street that floods, and the buyers knew that, and we had this massive flash flooding, and I was like, get fucked. It was pre-settlement, so the day before settlement, and I was like driving there, basically.
You're shoveling fucking water out of that.
Oh, mate. I was like, this is just insane. And I messaged him. I said, look, there's flash flooding, obviously. There's flooding in the backyard, blah, blah. And there was like this sort of step down outdoor area, and there was flooding up there, and there was like a pipe. There was like a gutter that was broken, and heaps of water was coming down. I was like, I'll fix this. And the buyers were pretty reasonable because we were really transparent with it. They sort of knew, but it wasn't ideal. It was the day before settlement. Anyway, we shook hands, and I was like, look, I'll get all this fixed like tomorrow by plumbers, by all my trades. I'll take photos of it. Seller's going to pay for it. We'll get it all sorted. Like, I just want to make sure you're very comfortable. I'm being reasonable. I'm being fair. That's all that matters. I don't want there to be something in your stomach going, I just want all on the same page. Let's talk about it now, because I don't want you to get in the car and call me half an hour later. Have a conversation then. They're going, Owen, been great. No worries at all. Anyway, they left, and I packed up everything and left as well. And I seen this guy, he was with a surfboard, wearing a wetsuit, wearing this hat, and he was paddling on the street where the flash flooding was, where the gutter was, on like this big surfboard, surfing the streets of Kennedy Drive. And I was like, I got in the car and I got back home, phone rang. I'm like, oh, great. Called him, and they're like, did you see that guy surfing the streets? And I was like, oh my, and she just cracked up laughing. She goes, oh, like, I know, I'm only joking around. She goes, like, we're committed. We're happy with everything. But she goes, I just really wanted to give you a call to say, because you said this neighborhood was great.
Oh, Jesus.
But yeah, it's all starting to change. Like, we hear about it all the time. How's this neighborhood? How's the neighbors? Like, I don't know.
But it's good but I find that's good. I feel like that's what good agents in particular areas do really well, is like because they've understand the transition that's gone through it as well. So I guess that probably goes a long way for you.
Yeah.
All right. So probably one more, mate, as we look to wrap up.
Easy as.
Have you got any, and this is probably more for the first home buyers listening out there, have you got any kind of like hot pockets in areas that you're looking in that you feel like are on the trend? Obviously everything's trending up at the moment, but is there any kind of areas that you'd go, yep, I reckon that'd be a good place to buy at the moment?
Honestly, if you look at my socials, Blamble Heights, honestly, I think it's so underrated still. Hey, like, it's just, you can get so much value for land out there. It's like 8 minutes to the M1. Like, you're 12 minutes into Kirra and Cooley. Like, literally, the spa's just down the road. You got the seagulls there. And like the new developments on the other side of Blamble. So where like the original Blamble Heights, there's not much more development that's going to happen there. It's quiet, it's peaceful, it's owner occupier. You get beautiful views. If you get a property up there, 4-bed, 2-bath.
What would you be spending roughly?
We just sold one on the weekend for just over 1.3.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, but like a lot of them range from 1 million to like 1.2. This one was like beautifully renovated. But if you can get yourself in there up there for like under 1.25 with views on a good street, and add some value to it, like it's going to continue growing. And the reason why is all the neighbouring suburbs are a lot more expensive. Yeah. And all the neighbouring suburbs, their prices for a property like that I sold on the weekend would be starting at like 155, 1.6.
Yeah, wow.
So people are getting priced out there and going, I can go 3 minutes up the hill and buy something like that. And people are starting to realise that. Yeah. And obviously that's creating more competition. But like the views up there are insane, like honestly insane. Peaceful, quiet. We sold a property last year to a family that moved from Tugun, and like underneath the plain strip, and they were just like, oh, we love it because of the location. They moved up there and like, this is one of the best places we've ever lived. Like, how can you not like love this? Yeah. North facing, ocean views. You can see the planes, but you can't hear them. Yeah. Pool, flat backyard. It's just like, and they got for like 1.3. Like 1.2, 1.3. So if you can get up there for around that price, I feel like anyone wanting a house, great option. If you're wanting a unit or a duplex around that Tweed Heads West area, I feel like there's still a lot of value there. You can get 2 beds for around 750 to 800, and then the 3-bed 2 baths you're looking at about 850 to 950 depending if they're renovated. But same, all flat. There's a jetty and the boat ramp 100 meters away. There's a nice like white sandy. Like there's heaps of mangoes and stuff. So, but it's like for that lifestyle, like the bogan lifestyle. If you can't afford a Kira or Tweed, come over in Tweed Aids West and hang out with us. But yeah, they're my 2 little pockets for sure.
Okay, nice, love it. Well, mate, thanks so much for coming on. Really appreciate your time. All the best, and let's have finish these beers. Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate.